This video is the latest episode of my favorite YouTube series, New and Must-Have Crafty Supplies, where I scour new product lists and check out the things that I'm interested in and share the ones that I love with you. Hi everyone, I'm Rebecca Keppel, and in today's video I have a ton to share because I've been saving up a bunch of new products and new to me products to try out, and I want to share them all with you. This video is also a de-stash giveaway, so be sure to watch at the very end and listen closely to all the details of how to enter to win. So let's get started flipping through some of the new products that caught my eye recently. First up is the Memory Box Rainbow Reflections Mirror Cardstock. I've used their mirror cardstock in the past. I had a pastel set. This is a real bright set, and I think it's perfect for the holidays. I love how thick this cardstock is. It die cuts beautifully, but it also is very sturdy, and the shine is pretty much out of this world. You can see there are a ton of colors, and you get 3 sheets per color, so lots of brights and silvers and golds and other things you can use. This is the Simon Says Stamp Glitter Cardstock Rainbow Pack. It is a 6x6 glitter pack, and as its name suggests, it has a great rainbow of colors. Again, I was looking for things for holiday cards that would have glitter, foil, shine, that kind of thing. This is the Lawn Fawn Spiffy Speckles. So again, a little bit of foiling to about half of these sheets. And I love the little splatters because they're so delicate and subtle. And this color is a nice light combination, so a little bit different than these bold glitter cardstocks. This is Lawn Fawn Fundamentals Sparkle Cardstock in Holiday. These are 8.5 by 11 sheets, and I always love to test whether the glitter stays on the cardstock or on your hands, and it stays on the cardstock. This is the Simon Says Stamp Rainbow Splash Cardstock Rainbow Pack. So they came out with an entire release of rainbow inks. They had enamel dots, they have this cardstock, and I really love the colors. I'm very happy with how heavy duty the cardstock is without being way too thick, so it's not going to crack when you emboss it or anything. And I just love these colors. These are just such bright, fun rainbow of colors to create with. Next up, I have the Memory Box Starlight Snow Stencil, as well as several products from Pink and Maine. I have their Ombre Foilables and the Falling Leaves Foilables, as well as some Fall Sentiments Foilables. They do have holiday items out now. Next up, I have a couple of embossing folders from that Rainbow Splash collection from Simon Says Stamp, the Diamond Pattern and the Twinkling Stars. This calls for Confetti anti-static embossing tool. Now, this is an applicator that you can use to run around the inside of your shaker cards as you're creating them so that the goodies don't stick, but you can also use it for embossing. This is the Simon Says Stamp Sentiment Strip set. Whenever I shop there, I like to grab one of these because they're so handy to have if you don't have time to stamp sentiments. These are the 2 foil starter packs from the Fuse that I didn't get to share with you when I shared the Fuse machine, so I wanted to show them now. Now I'll share how I would use these supplies and then how I would turn those elements into cards. For this first card, I'm using one of the foil sheets of cardstock from Memory Box and the Twinkling Star embossing folder from Simon Says Stamp. I love using foil cardstock with embossing folders. Check out those stars. All I'm going to add is a foiled sentiment from Pretty Pink Posh and call that card a day. For this card, I'm using some of the Spiffy Speckles, that's a mouthful, and I'll use the Diamond Pattern embossing folder on one of the Spiffy Speckles, and then I'll die cut one with a die from Pretty Pink Posh's latest release. I'll layer those on top of each other, so now we have 2 different colors. Both have gold speckles on them. I'll pop up the little eyelet rectangle and then pop up another sentiment. This one says Happy Holidays from Pretty Pink Posh's latest release on top. Again, that's all you need. For this card, I'm using 2 pieces of the Simon Says Stamp Rainbow Splash cardstock. On the smaller one, I am using some Royal Flush Solar Paste and the paste tools to get a nice even, consistent layer of solar paste. And then I'm gonna sprinkle a bunch of unicorn dust, which is my favorite glitter from Simon Says Stamp, on top, tap off the excess and let it dry. Then I'll place the smaller piece of cardstock on the larger piece, that's A2, and finish this off with the Happy Holidays foiled sentiment from Pretty Pink Posh, which I just love that rainbow. For this card, I'm using the stocking die set from Pretty Pink Posh. So I have a stocking cut out of the silver cardstock from Fawn. I've placed that on some acetate, and then I place a red stocking inside that acetate window. Now I'll pop up this whole panel using some doubled up thin foam tape. So you can see all I'm doing is creating a rectangle around that stocking so that I can trap some shaker goodies inside that rectangle, and that will create my shaker. I'm using the tool from It Calls for Confetti. It's no secret anti-static powder tool, and you'll see I'm just running the tool on the inside of those foam tapes to make sure that my little shaker goodies inside don't get stuck to the foam tape on the edges, and then you can't see them in the window because they're all stuck on the sides or the top or the bottom. I'm using 2 different shaker goodies from Pretty Pink Posh's latest release, and then I'm going to add a little bit of foam tape at the top so that the top of the card doesn't get bent. I'll place a piece of A2 white cardstock on the back there, and that will trap those shaker goodies inside. This season's greeting sentiment is the Sentiment Strips Holidays from Pretty Pink Posh's latest release as well, and that little die is a whole die set of sentiment strip dies that you can use to cut any of their sentiment strips out. To use some of the Simon Says Stamp glitter paper, I am using a cover die from Pretty Pink Posh's latest release that has a bunch of trees cut out of it. So I have the trees dies cut out of the pink cardstock, and then I've cut 3 strips of different colors of the glitter cardstock, and I'm adhering them on the back. Now I'm using another of my favorite tools, that's the Sweet Petunia Precision Glue Press, and a lot of you have asked me to do an updated video to share how I'm liking it. I just want to say right now, I'm still loving it. I will do another video in the future showing how to use the glue when it's at its end. So this little card is just a bunch of glitter cardstock and then that sentiment right in the middle. Now we're going to do a bunch of foiling, and I am using Gina K Designs foiling system. This foiling fuse system comes with the starter pack, these 2 different packs of gorgeous foil, and I didn't get to show them in the original video, which I can link to down below so you can check it out. Yes, the fuse is still out of stock, but they're getting it back in as quickly as they can, and they're offering that starter pack in this next bundle of the order. So if anybody missed out because it sold too quickly, you'll still be able to get all the goodies that were included in the original fuse foiling system, which I think is so awesome of Gina to do. So now I have some of those pink and Maine foilables, and I'm using that carrot foil from Thermoweb and Gina K, and look at how gorgeous they foil. You can even foil the Simon Says Stamp sentiment strips. Now they're not technically meant for foiling, so you may have a little spotting on those guys, but on the Ombre foilables, on the sentiment foilables from Pink and Maine, from any of the Gina K designs, items that you can foil, those are going to foil beautifully with absolute perfection, and look at that gold on top of the ombre foil. So here we go. I did the reverse onto one of the Pink and Maine foilables. This is how you do it. You foil the toner background, and you keep the foil sheet that you would normally throw away and put it on a foilable background. That way you get 2 for 1. You get the color on the toner, and then you get the color in the background. So it's just a fun way to use up all of that foil, and check out all these designs and sentiments that I was able to create with just a few pieces of foil and these other designs. So for this card, I am cutting down both the foiled leaves and the foilable background. So I have half of each of them, a little bit more on one side and a little less on the other side, and I'll mat them on some white cardstock. There'll be a border around the sides, top and bottom, and then you can see the difference between the negative and the positive of the foil. Then I've cut the hello from Simon Says Stamp sentiment strips and this little sub-sentiment that says thinking of you from the Foilables from Pink and Maine. And again, so much foil, so much shine, so much goodness that you don't need to add anything. You could add embellishments if you wanted to. I like to keep it simple since these foiled effects have such a wow effect. I don't think you need much more. Same type of deal with this purple card. It's a lilac color of foil, and again the foilables and the toner just look great. Here's an item that is not new, but I'm still using and loving, and those are the Plus shader brushes from Waffle Flower, as well as their grip mats. So I have this 6x6 grip mat here, and I'm just taking off both sides of those carrier sheets that keep it from getting dusty and dirty and keep the stickiness, which is just silicone, it's not adhesive, from not being able to stick. So I'll place that down on my glass mat, and then I'll place the A2 piece of white cardstock right on top. And then I have a stencil set from Pretty Pink Posh. It's all these trees, and so I'll place the first layer on top. Now the thing about these Shader Plus brushes is that very quickly you can apply way more ink than you could with the original shader brushes. The original shader brushes were meant to add a light coating of color that you could build up if you wanted to. But if you don't have that kind of time, then the Plus brushes are awesome, or if you know you're going for a more opaque look. So I absolutely adore these Plus brushes. I love the double-ended brushes as well, because I can keep two similar colors, one on each end of those brushes. So I'm using a really non-traditional color scheme here with pinks and lavenders and a light salvaged patina as well as cracked pistachio, and I absolutely love the effect I can get. Now the grip mat holds everything in place so that I can get my stenciling perfect. So the second layer has all these little decorations for the trees, so I'm going slightly darker with my colors just for the stripes and the dots and other decorations that these trees have. So again, I'm using still the Shader Plus brushes, sometimes in the 1 and sometimes in the 0 to get my colors down. Now check this out. Look at how perfect that stenciling is. That's because of the grip mat holding it in place. So I cut it down to 4 by 5 1/4 and matted it on some of the Simon Says Stamp regular cardstock, and then I'll use some of their glitter cardstock to die cut the word Merry. This is another die from Pretty Pink Posh, and I'll leave that right in the center. Again, I don't feel like this needs anything else. That glittery sentiment and those cute little trees in the background are so much fun on their own. You've made it through the video, so now let me share all the details about the giveaway. Unfortunately, this is a D-stash giveaway, which means I have 3 large priority mailboxes that I need to send out. So this is a US only giveaway. I'm so sorry, but as soon as we hit another big milestone, I'll do a gift card giveaway for everyone. All you need to do to enter to win is fill out the Google form, which is in the YouTube description box below this video. Now this next part is very important. Spammers love to comment on videos like this. They steal my name, they steal my photo, and they make you send them money to supposedly win the giveaway. The comments is not where the winner will be notified. The winner will be emailed by me. So please don't give any personal information in the comments below. Don't call someone, don't send them money, that's not me. The rest of the details about the giveaway will be in the YouTube description box below the video as well. So I want to thank you so much for stopping by and spending time with me today. Please stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you again soon.